The doom that came to Sarnass. The city of New Sarnass wasn't a marvel of the world. It was a dull port built on the edge of a vast lake that stemmed from the Greater Lakes. Its buildings, bridges, and monuments were the envy of rural communities, and its people were quasi-prosperous and proudish. New Sarnass was founded by a group of explorers who had ventured into uncharted wildernesses of the ancient Canada, seeking new lands and resources. They came through the St. Lawrence lowlands and saw an ancient ruin of Sarnass, a city that had been abandoned for millennia by a strange race of beings that had come from God knows where. The explorers were disgusted by the sight of the fat, ugly, bulgy-eyed, voiceless creatures that still dwelled in Sarnass, and decided to exterminate them and claim the land for themselves. They slaughtered the inhabitants of Sarnass, razed their city, and took their idol of Brudeau, the great Canuck lizard, as a trophy. They erected a new city on the opposite shore of the lake and named it New Sarnass. For many years, New Sarnass prospered and grew, becoming a center of culture, commerce, and science. The people of New Sarnass forgot about Old Sarnass and its doom, and celebrated their achievements in glory. They built a great temple to house the idol of Brudeau, which they regarded as a symbol of their conquest and superiority. They also erected a tall tower on the shore of the lake, from which they could observe the stars and the moon. They believed that they were masters of the secrets of nature and the cosmos, and they had nothing that could challenge their dominion. But on the night of the 1000th anniversary of New Sarnass's founding, something terrible happened. The sky darkened with clouds. A storm raged over the lake. The water rose and churned. Strange lights flashed beneath its surface. The tower of Sarnass was struck by lightning and collapsed into the lake with a great splash. The idol of Brudeau disappeared from the temple, and the high priest of Sarnass was found dead in his chamber, with a single word written in blood on his altar: Doom. The people of Sarnass were terrified and confused, and many fled from the city in panic. Those who remained heard a dreadful sound coming from the lake, like a roar of thunder mixed with a hiss of steam. They looked out their windows and saw a monstrous shape rising from the water, a huge lizard-like creature with scales of red and white, the great Canuck. It was Brudeau, the god of the Canucks, awakened from his long slumber by the desecration of his idol. He had come to take revenge on Sarnass. Brudeau swept over the city with a mighty tail, smashing buildings and bridges with ease. He breathed fire and acid on the streets and squares, burning and melting everything in his path. He devoured or crushed anyone who crossed his way, leaving behind only blood and bones. He reached the temple where the idol had been kept and tore it apart with his claws. He roared in triumph and anger, shaking the earth with his voice. Then he returned to the lake, dragging with him the remains of Sarnass's kings and nobles, who had tried to resist him with their weapons and machines. He plunged into the water with a splash that created a huge wave that washed away any traces of Sarnass's existence. The next day, nothing was left of New Sarnass but rubble and ashes. The lake was calm again, but its water was tainted with blood and fire. No one dared approach it or explore its depths. The land around it became barren and desolate, shunned of all living things. Brudeau remained in his lair under the lake, guarding his idol and his domain. He was once again Lord of Canada, and no one would ever challenge him again.